Welcome to Association Newsmakers. Today our guest is Donna Harman, President and CEO of the American Forest and Paper Association. We'll be talking about strategic branding and how you can use it for your association. Donna is a Washington veteran, coming up through the government affairs route and a stint as a Hill staffer. After 15 years at AF&P, she is recognized as an expert on public policy relating to forest products and is an acknowledged authority on effectively telling the industry story. She works with 158 members to advance the industry's legislative, regulatory, and public affairs agenda at the national and international level. Welcome, Donna, to Association Newsmakers.
Thank you, David. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, Donna, let's start out by talking about strategic branding initiatives. Where did you find yourself? What did you want to achieve? And what kind of impact did you want to have?
Well, we've actually had several strategic branding initiatives over the years, and each one has a different set of objectives. We're trying to meet a different set of needs. So, for example, our association is only about 24 years old, hard to believe, but when AF&PA was first formed in 1993, we needed to let people know who we were. Then a few years later, as our business structure evolved, our membership evolved, we needed to let people know who we are. So you can see a common theme here in thinking about your strategic branding opportunities. It's really about reminding people who you are, what you do, who your members are, and what the products are that you're making.
And during these processes, what kind of resources did you have to use? How did you think about where you wanted to go and what people wanted to think about your association?
Well, in most cases, our strategic branding initiatives were part of our strategic planning process, which is what I would really recommend. It's important that your strategic planning process be well understood, engaged with your members, have your members understand that, and the branding piece then just is a natural part of it. So in terms of identifying the specific resources, they tended to be the communications resources that we had in our budget anyway. Occasionally we would supplement, for example, when we needed to redo our website, needed to update, give a fresh look to our website, there was some additional expense and cost with that. But it was really to accomplish a broader association mission and objective that we just had folded into our budget. We didn't have a separate strategic branding budget.
So you've been through this several times. Kind of what general lessons have you learned as a result of it? If I'm sitting out there and I'm at an association, I go, you know what, we have our strategic plan. Now we have to think about our brand and how we get our brand out there for people to understand it. What kind of things should I be thinking about?
Well, first I would say think about your brand as you're thinking about your strategic plan. So make your brand be part of your strategic planning process. Second, I would say a fundamental thing that we learned is just don't take for granted that people know about your organization what you know. I think so often we think that's obvious. People know who we are and what we do, but surprisingly, frequently they don't.
Has the use of engaging in strategic branding opened up other kind of possibilities for the association or other things that came out as a consequence of your work in this area?
Sure. So I think if you look at, again, back to the strategic planning process as part of that, one of the things that the branding piece of it does is help to create alignment. Alignment within the organizational staff because the communications material, the collateral, the website, all of the different elements of communications that we have flow from that strategic plan, and by engaging and collaborating with the staff and then the members as well, you end up with more alignment both internally as well as externally with your membership, which is maybe not what you would expect from a branding initiative, but a very important outcome.
And kind of the combination of the engagement and the use of the resources and bringing all of the internal and maybe some external players in to talk about strategic branding. What's been the result for the association?
I think it's hard to decouple the branding from the strategic plan and the agreement that you have among the members that these are the goals we want to accomplish, here's how we're going to go about it. I would say the brand that we have is in part responsible for helping us accomplish those. So for example, when we're successful on public policy on Capitol Hill, it's because people know who we are, they know what we do, and they know who our members are and the products that our members produce. So it's back to those core elements of constantly reinforcing that information as a fact-based public policy organization.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone who's looking at strategic branding to increase the visibility of their organization, knowing that they might have a strategic plan already in place?
So knowing that you have the strategic plan in place and then looking for how you can implement that, being consistent is incredibly important in your branding, constantly reinforcing your brand as you're executing that strategic plan, and being disciplined. I think so often people put together plans and then a great idea comes along that is really a distraction to your brand or something outside. It may be a fabulous idea in isolation, but having the discipline to really stick with, this is what our brand is, this is who we are, this is what it looks like, and this is how we say things. We've got the right words that describe us each and every time we talk about ourselves. I think that discipline is maybe one of the most important things that can help a branding initiative either succeed or fail.
Well, thank you, Donna, for being with us today on Association Newsmakers.
Thank you, David. It was my pleasure to be here.
Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to seeing you on our next edition.